We'll start on the back. Start bringing the knees into the chest, into the armpits. And just arriving here, big inhale through the nose. And big exhale. Release the tension from the face and the neck. And let the shoulders melt down to the ground. And then bring the pelvis flat to the floor. And tuck the chin. So elongating the back of the neck and bringing the pelvis closer to the ground, making the spine long. And then you can roll left to right here. Just introduce some movement, massage the bones, touching the ground. And then you can bring your left foot down to the floor and your right ankle on top of the left knee, and we'll come into thread the needle. So maybe right away your fingers interlace behind the left thigh, and keeping the right foot flexed to protect the right knee. And then any amount, bringing your left knee closer into the chest. Feeling this all in the right glute, right outer thigh. And keep relaxing the shoulders into the floor. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. Feeling into the right hip. And then you can let go the fingertips from the left thigh. And then come into a gentle twist. So keeping the right ankle glued to the left knee. You're just going to shift your legs to the right and keeping your shoulders on the ground. Right, and then we're going to go to the left. So right ankle on the left. So exhale to the right, inhale back to the center, and then exhale, bring everything to the left. So here it's a little deeper on the right glute. So feel into that twist. Then inhale back to the center. And exhale to the right. Just working with the low back here gently. And then inhale back to center. And then we're going to switch the legs. So now the left ankle is on top of the right thigh, and then any amount, feel free to bring the right thigh into the chest. Keep the left foot flexed, pointing to the left knee. And exhale, release the shoulders. And then exhale, keeping the legs exactly as they are. We'll shift them to the right. Come into a twist. Stay here for a couple breaths. And then inhale back to the center. And exhale to the left. exhale to the right. And inhale, center. And then you're going to bring your right foot down, touching the floor. You're going to come up onto the elbows. And then here from the elbows, if this is okay for the shoulders, maybe you come up to the palms. The palms are facing you. So this is a good position for the wrists from all the keyboard work. So staying here, and you're trying to keep the elbows close to each other. Just feeling into the arms. And then maybe with time you're walking the palms further away. Whatever feels good for the wrists. And then maybe you play with where the palms are facing and you face them to the back of the mat, and then walk the palms even further to get into the shoulders a little bit. And as you're here, you're paying attention to how the elbow joints are feeling, so not dumping too much weight in the elbow joints. And then bring the palms closer. And then we're going to switch the position of the fingers, so the fingers pointing at your butt. And then from here, we're gonna go for 5 times lifting the hips up to the air, and your left ankle stays glued, so you'll find the perfect length between your heel and your palms. For you, this will be different for everyone. So as you inhale, start lifting the pelvis, and then you can drop the head back, open the chest. And exhale, come back down. We'll do this 4 more times. Inhale up, open the chest, open the throat. Exhale down. And 3, inhale. Engage the right glute. Exhale down. And 4. Engage the right glute. Open the throat. Exhale. And one last time. Inhale. Pelvis shining to the ceiling. Open the throat. Exhale. Come back down. And then we rest in Savasana for a couple breaths. Release the shoulders here. I feel like my arms are floating up to the air. Release the hips. Rest the ankles. And then we'll go for the other side. So this time your right ankle is on the left knee. So seated pigeon just for a moment, with your fingertips pointing to the bum, getting into the wrists. And then you can play with the elbows, like how straight your elbows are. And then maybe walk the fingertips away. Fingers pointing still to you. And then fingers pointing to the back of the mat. And then see how far you want to go. And get into the shoulders. And then get ready to start lifting. So left heel pressing, inhale, pelvis comes up, open chest. 1. Exhale down. Inhale 2. Open chest. Exhale down. And 3. Inhale. Pelvis up. Belly button to the ceiling. Exhale down. And 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale up. Open the throat. Exhale. Come down. Entangle your legs. Come into Savasana. Take up space with the palms. Separate the legs. Deep breathing through the nose, inhaling deep into the belly, engaging the diaphragm. And exhaling maybe through the mouth, release the jaw. Through that exhale, release the front of the throat. And then if you're ready, just flipping onto the belly. And making sure the elbow is under the shoulder. And then releasing the glutes here. And if this is too much compression on the low back, if you're feeling too much over here, then maybe the elbows can come forward. And so that eliminates the low back compression. So whichever variation you're picking, we'll stay here. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Tuck the chin, pull the top of the head to the ceiling. Keep pressing the elbows into the ground. Press the toes as well into the floor. And then we'll activate the vagus nerve, so looking over the left shoulder, looking at your right heel. Fix the gaze to the right heel. Feel the stretch in the right side of the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then inhale, bring the head back to the center, and then exhale, looking over your right shoulder, looking at the right heel. Keep pressing into the elbows. Fix the gaze, don't move the eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale, bring the head back to the center, and then stack your forearms, and then rest the forehead on the forearms. Relax the neck, relax the low back. You can rock the pelvis here on the ground, left to right. And then to release the low back, we'll come into child's pose. To really round the low back here. So you can separate the knees super wide, or bring the knees closer. Resting the forehead down. Maybe you're keeping the palms active so the fingertips touching the ground. The palms are lifted to activate the shoulders. And then exhale, release the pelvis into the heels. Inhale nose, exhale nose. And then we'll start inhaling, and the right foot will step between the palms. Left heel stays up. And then from here, inhaling, coming up, bring the chest up. Palms all the way up. And then opening up the palms and bring the fingertips behind you. So rolling the shoulders back, pulling your fingertips towards the left heel. Left leg is engaged. And then exhale and bring the chest down closer to your right knee. And so your head can move towards the floor. Relax the neck. Bring the fingertips up to the ceiling. Whoop. Lose your balance, then find your balance. And then release the fingertips. Left palm comes down. Right palm opens up. So exhale, release the left hip flexor here. Looking to the ceiling, and then maybe you turn the palm back and then bring the palm to the left hip crease, towards the left hip crease, somewhere in that direction. So rolling the right shoulder back behind you. And exhale, right palm comes down to the floor. And stepping the right foot back into downward dog. And pedaling the heels one at a time. And press the floor away and roll the shoulders away from the ears. And keep pressing the chest towards the knees. And maybe the heels are lifted and maybe the knees are bent a lot to allow the spine to relax. And then from here, we'll step the left foot between the palms. So your right heel stays up, so finding the stable position. Make sure you're on train tracks instead of the tightrope, and then inhale, bringing the palms all the way up. And then behind you, interlace the fingers. But interlace them now in the different way, so the way that feels more awkward. And pulling the fingers back to the right heel, open the chest, open the shoulders, and exhale, release the chest all the way down towards the left knee. Release the neck, release the head. And exhale, release the palms down, framing the left foot. And then opening the left arm to the ceiling. Rolling your left shoulder back behind you, and then turn the palm to the back of the room, and left palm goes towards the right hip crease this time. Keep looking to the ceiling and keep rolling the shoulders down away from the ears. So long sides of the neck. And exhale, left palm comes down to frame the left foot. And then engage the core, left foot steps back into downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears and spinning your wrists in towards each other. Keep pressing the lower ribs into the knees. And then maybe pedaling the heels one at a time. And then as an option, you can come into a little twist here. So right palm goes to the left leg somewhere, either left calf, left behind the knee, left ankle, twisting if that feels good today. And inhale, come back. And exhale, left palm goes somewhere on the right leg. And twisting, looking under the right armpit. Equal weight distribution between the right palm and the 2 feet. And inhale, left palm comes back. And then your right foot will step between the palms. And then you'll come facing the long side of the mat here. So have a look at your toes, big toes, all the toes. They should be facing a little bit in, so little pigeon toes. And then from here, we'll start with bringing the fingertips to the floor and elongating the spine. So find the pelvis in space. And then bring it forward so that it's aligned with the heels. So if you see yourself on camera, if you're here, your butt is behind the heels, you bring the bum over the heels. And then you can relax the shoulders and relax the neck, relax the head. Forward fold here, 5 breaths. 1, you can keep a micro bend in the knees. 2, and 3, 4, 5, and then inhale. Bring your right palm to the mat, just underneath the face, and your left arm is going to come up, open up to the ceiling, so twisting to the left. Keep pressing the right palm into the floor, opening the left shoulder back, and then exhale, left palm comes down. Now left palm under the face, opening up the right palm to the ceiling. Keep rolling your right shoulder blade back behind you. And exhale, right palm comes down. And now if you want, as an option, you can bring your right palm somewhere closer towards the left foot. Maybe even the left ankle if that feels good. And then twisting from there to the left. So left palm comes up. Twisting to the left, looking to the ceiling, relax the neck. Shoulders are still away from the earlobes. 2 more breaths here. 1 and 2. Exhale, come back down to the center. And then left palm will come somewhere closer to the right foot, maybe on the right ankle. And then inhale, opening up the right palm to the ceiling, roll the right shoulder back. And exhale, come down, release the neck, touching the floor with the fingertips. Rest the spine here. And then we'll turn your left foot a little bit out, so the left toe is pointing out, and we'll come into a half squat here on the left side, so you can keep your palms together. And so any amount squatting on the left, maybe your right foot comes up, maybe it stays on the ground. I think it's easier to keep it up. Breathing 2 breaths, left elbow pressing into the left knee. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and then we'll transition to the other side. So lift the pelvis, shift to the right. So opening up the right foot now. Half squat on the right, go slow. Maybe open up the left foot to the ceiling. Right elbow pressing into the right knee. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then plant the palms onto the floor. And come into forward fold one more time. Release the legs. So wide-legged forward fold. Release the head, the neck. And then again, opening up both feet so the toes are looking outside. The palms will come towards the knees, coming down into goddess squat. So as much as you can open up the toes out. And then from here, we're going to dip your right shoulder down. Left elbow points to the ceiling. So dipping the right shoulder down, release the neck, release the head here. Keep pressing with the right palm into the right knee. Release the jaw. And inhale, come back to the center. The other side, dipping your left shoulder down, right elbow pointing to the ceiling. Release the neck, release the head. And one more time, switching the side. So right shoulder dips down. Opening the inner thighs at the same time. And inhale back to the center. Exhale, left shoulder dips down. Relax the jaw, relax the throat. Relax the face. And then we're going to come up, straight legs, slowly. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. And then we're going to heel toe, legs together until they touch. And then you're going to feel into the pelvis and into the low back. We're going to tuck the pelvis while you're here. So just noticing that curve in the low spine and the low back, and tucking the pelvis under. And then from here you can come to the knees, and we'll come into child's pose, but with the knees touching here. So forehead down, and the arms can go behind you towards the feet. Big exhale through the mouth. Release the face, release the shoulders. And the pelvis is heavy, melting into the heels. Resting, coming back to the sensations in the body. Coming back to breath. And then whenever you're ready, lifting the chest, we'll come down your back to the floor. Just a few twists before we go into Savasana. So bringing the knees up, you'll start bringing the left knee on top of the right. You can intertwine the legs and then intertwine the ankles maybe as well. And then bring the arms into a T and then shift the pelvis to the left. And then exhale, relax the knees on the right. So the left shoulder comes off the ground immediately, that's okay. Maybe the gaze is to the ceiling and maybe the gaze is to the left side. See where the neck feels good. And start inhaling into the left lung. And allowing the left shoulder to relax into the floor. Long inhales through the nose. Into the left armpit, into the left ribs, into the left side waist. And then inhaling slowly, bringing the knees back up to the center. And then untangling the legs. And then bringing the right leg on top of the left. Intertwining at the knees, maybe intertwining at the ankles. And then bring the palms down, shift the hips to the right. And then exhale, knees go to the left. And then the arms can come into a T, maybe into a Y. And then noticing how the right shoulder comes off the ground. And exhale, release the right shoulder. And start inhaling into the right armpit, into the right ribs, into the right side waist. And then decide where the gaze should go, to the ceiling or maybe towards the right. Just feeling into what the neck needs today. And come back to the breath, coming back to the present moment through the breath. As you inhale, the mind is with the inhale. And as you exhale, the mind is with the exhale. And when it wanders, bring it back gently, like a little kid, with kindness. Redirect its attention back to inhales, back to exhales. And then with the next exhale, release the pressure from the hips, from the legs. Exhaling the tension from the lower body. Big inhale through the nose. And big exhale, melting the shoulders down. And then if you're ready to come into Savasana with an inhale, bringing the knees up gently, slowly. And untangling all the legs. And then you have options. You can either come into Supta Baddha Konasana, keep the feet together, open up the knees. Maybe bring something for underneath the knees. Something for knees to rest on. You can bring the palms to the belly and to the chest. Or you can come into classic Shavasana, taking up space with the feet, with the legs. Or maybe if the low back feels a bit more pressure and tension, maybe you elevate the knees, and then that allows for the low back to release more into the ground. And then here, even if the knees are on a pillow, you can still separate the knees and let the feet open up. And exhale, release the pelvis fully into the ground wherever you are. And committing to staying in stillness for the next 7 minutes. So engaging the will to stay motionless. And exhale and release the heels into the floor. The next exhale, melt the calves into the ground. And releasing the knees. And releasing the right thigh. Let it melt into the ground. And releasing the left thigh. Let it melt away into the floor. And And exhale with the mouth open, release the entire pelvis, the glutes. And then release the belly button. Take up space with the belly. And softening the skin around the belly. Releasing the diaphragm and the lungs. Exhale and let the lungs get heavy. And releasing the chest. And feeling that softness from the chest spread into the right shoulder. Melting the right shoulder. And then the softness from the chest spreading into the left shoulder. Releasing the elbows into the floor. Releasing the wrists into the floor. And then releasing the front of the throat. The throat is soft. That softness from the throat is spreading into the lower jaw. And releasing the jaw and releasing the tongue. Maybe swallow. Softening the entire face. Soften the cheeks. Soften the eyelids. Unfurrow the eyebrows. Release the forehead. Let the forehead melt into the scalp. then slowly starting to deepen the breath as you come back to the body, come back to the room. And then maybe moving the fingers and toes, just bringing back gentle movement to the body. And maybe rotating the wrists, the ankles. Maybe moving the head side to side. And then if you're ready, gently rolling onto the right side and keeping the left side up in the air, creating space for the heart. And then slowly rolling up to seated with your own breath at your own pace. And closing the practice with this acknowledgement of a dimension of awareness that's always behind everything we do, the awareness that's behind the content of what goes on in the body and in life. And remembering that you can always come back to this space of awareness through the breath, through present moment. And maybe bowing the head in reverence to your own being.